Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Because you guys asked for the Woke Dingbat shirts to be made available, I went ahead and did that for you all. You can order your very own one right now in whatever size that you need. And there's two colors. There's black and there is dark blue like this one. Link is available in the show description for you all to make it easier. And yes, I do ship internationally. So I do hope that many of you will get your very own Woke Dingbats t-shirt. The more people that order, the better it will be in the future, meaning that I can reduce the price for you all. And I hope that I can do that for the next iteration of t-shirts, which will be coming very soon, depending on how this shirt goes. So it's all up to you guys. If you want more incredible merch items and things like that, it's up to you. You guys can order the Work Dingbats t-shirt and I'll continue making more great shirts available and other bits of merch. But anyway, again, links are available in the show description. All right, today we're going to be talking about the demise once again of, well, Snow White. Snow White at the moment is not doing well at all. It has opened to an abysmal amount of money, and that should tell you everything you need to know because people don't actually want to see this woke piece of crap. They've gone completely away from the original source material and they've wokeified it up to suit modern audiences, as Critical Drinker loves to say, or the modern message, the woke ding battery kind of message is my take on the matter. Have a look at this. So we've got IMDb, right, which is a place where you can get lots of information about the film and people can rate and review things like that. You've got 50% Metascore, 47 critics have left their score or their review, and 23,000 at the time that I screenshotted this at 10:23 a.m. on Sunday, 2.3 stars out of 10 out of 23,957 people reviewing this film. And have a go at this. This is Rotten Tomatoes. 23% audience score, 1.7 out of 5-star ratings. That is out of 5,000 people reviewing this. Now, obviously, the verified audience is a little bit different. Verified audience is apparently 70-something%, but that is slowly, well, not slowly, it's quickly declining. Now, on the tomato meter, you have 28%, 43 top critic reviews. Lots of people consider this film to be rotten and utter garbage, and all critics have said it's at 43% at the moment, which if you want a film to do well, usually lots of people check out the audience score to see whether or not audience members are actually enjoying it. Turns out audience members are not enjoying it because have a look at this. Rob Schneider goes, I would like to sincerely thank Disney Studios for single-handedly ending wokeness in Hollywood. I wish all the executives who participated in Disney's new live-action Snow White the best of luck in their new jobs outside of Snow business. Here we go. Disney Snow White, IMAX. No one really in the cinemas at all. Now, granted, this is at 10:15 p.m., but this is supposed to be the release time, the release date. And I'm starting to see like so many other cinemas, because people over in America, they go and see movies quite late, right? And not so much here on the sunny coast in Queensland. But to be honest, everywhere else in the world, like Sydney, other parts of Queensland, and over in other parts of the world, people go and watch movies to all hours of the night. It's kind of crazy, right? But you're starting to see a trend follow, and that is empty cinemas. I think it was Sydney Watson. She shared how in her cinema, and this was earlier during the night, she had no one in the cinema. Now, that is kind of crazy, isn't it? For a Disney live action Snow White that has been propped up for quite some time. This is going to be an amazing movie, you know, even though Rachel Zegler goes, it's weird. It's weird that we're not going to stick to the original source material. No, we're going to have the princess pretty much save herself or some black huntsman. This is just like literally the wokeified version. It's horrible. It's just absolutely terrible. And we have the Critical Drinker and many others that agree with this fact. Have a watch of this. You've got Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker on Piers Morgan recently talking about if Rachel Zegler had have kept her mouth shut, the movie would have done a little bit better. So have a watch.
We can start out with the creative bankruptcy of remaking another animated classic instead of making something new. But yes, it's all Rachel Zegler and her behavior. And if it was just one comment, it probably would have been forgotten by now. But it was comment after comment, and it was pissing off everybody, pissing off old Disney fans, pissing off new Disney fans, pissing off Trump supporters, pissing off all of America. And it became such a disaster that they had to shut her up, which was the smartest move they made. But the onus is all on her and Disney's reaction to it. And quite frankly, if she has said nothing, her movie, probably still forgettable, would have done a lot better.
Critical drinker. I mean, it's even down to the fact that Rachel Zegler and is it Zegler or Ziegler, by the way?
I think it's Zegler.
Zegler, I think is how you pronounce it.
It's Zegler, right? Yeah. Let's just clarify that. The battle between her and Gal Gadot, right, is that they take diametrically different views, even on things like the Israel-Hamas war. Zegler publicly supporting Palestine. Gal Gadot served in the IDF and wrote, "I stand with Israel, you should too, the world can't stand on the fence," so on. So here, the two stars of the movie, even diametrically opposed in a very polarizing manner over a big war that's raging.
Sure, it feels like every aspect of this movie just seems to breed controversy, and yet that's just another aspect of it. By all accounts, they do not get on particularly well. I think you could tell that from their body language when they were presenting an Oscar together. They just could not have disliked each other more. So yeah, it's just another nail in the coffin of this movie, unfortunately.
There's a lot to be said about a star of a movie that pretty much won't shut up, and they've got to actually shut her up. Otherwise, the more she talks and the more free rein they give her, the more problems they run into. Now, granted, Rachel Zegler is quite young. She's only got 6 movie titles to her name. And as far as I can see, she doesn't have anything else that's upcoming. I can't see anything on her IMDb, which is usually when they share an upcoming movie that an actor or actress is a part of. West Side Story was a great film. I really loved her in that. She's a good singer, undeniable with that sort of information. Then she was in Shazam, pile of dog crap. The Hunger Games, couldn't be bothered. Y2K, Spellbound, and obviously Snow White. Now, here's the other thing. Disney could have employed dwarves to play the dwarf characters. Did they do that? No, they didn't. But, ladies and gentlemen, they had 2 dwarf actors that could have been in the live-action remake of Snow White, believe you me, which these 2 dwarves are relatively popular in cinema because you would see them in many films. Maybe some of you guys might recognize Martin Kleber. Martin Kleber is from the Pirates of the Caribbean series. He's worked with Disney in the past. Jason Kravitz, I think, has also worked with Disney in the past. But why don't they've got a dwarf that is voicing Grumpy. Why don't they actually employ real dwarves instead of having the creepy, weird-looking animated dwarves in the movie? Now, that is just one issue on top of many other issues. And Rachel Zegler is really the fault of why this movie is as terrible as it actually is. Now, we're seeing lots of memes come out of, well, you've got one meme in particular of the ending scene where you've got all of these, people are saying that it kind of looks like downtown LA at the moment. But the original German fairy tale, Snow White, is set in Europe, white Europe. But you've got a multi-diverse, we've got wokeness all infested literally in the movie, and it just takes away from what the original source material was all about, what the original story was about, which is what so many people loved about it. But you wouldn't see any of this kind of stuff in Mulan. Wait, yes, you do. A Black Panther, Jungle Book, Coco. I mean, you did somewhat see a little bit of the wokeness come through with Mulan and Black Panther, but nothing quite like this. And the other meme is they've got Rachel Zegler in the white dress. It kind of looks like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. And it's as if they're trying to mock her with that, which I thought was rather hilarious, if you ask me. So well done to Rachel Zegler for really destroying what could have been a decent film. I mean, it was marred in lots of controversy before it even hit cinemas. And at the moment, lots of people aren't going to support a woke piece of shit. That is just how things are these days. People don't want it. And, well, Disney, you ended up having to learn a very, very hard lesson because it cost you a lot of money to make this pile of actual dog rubbish. And you had lots of reshoots in the mix, and you had a star that doesn't know when to shut up. And you heard Nerdrotic say it was her comments time and time and time again. Just stop. Keep politics out of movies. We don't want them in movies. Now, the reason why I'm making a third video about the Snow White thing is because it's everywhere, and I don't want you guys to go and watch it. So I'm trying to share all of the negatives surrounding it. Now, obviously, I can't control anyone from going and seeing it. If you want to go see it, that's on you, and you end up wasting your time. But I won't support anything woke out there. So support things that are not woke by getting yourself a Woke Dingbat t-shirt. I'm not woke, and neither is this t-shirt, and people are going to love it when you walk around wherever you are in the world. Guaranteed. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.